Evening team, how are we doing? I feel like I need to go here for the StreamYard people for the light. It's a bit of a funny light dropping in and out. I'll try and move that way. Evening, how are you doing? Apart from my lighting issues. I hope you're well. It is what Thursday, which means tomorrow's Friday. I hope you got something relaxing planned for the weekend, or you might have a full packed weekend. I know there's been lots of family weddings happening at this time of the year, and they're all consuming, right? And people are just like, my whole weekend is about the wedding. Before that, it's about the wedding. So they just need a bit of breathing space and wish they'd taken the Monday off to recover from the family wedding. But yeah, hope you're well. I'm coming tonight to talk about cancer in terms of people living with and beyond cancer. You might be one of those people who are living with going for treatment at the moment, whether it be chemo, radiotherapy, immunology. It might be that you're post-domain treatments and you're into what I like to call maintenance mode, where you're taking medications on a regular basis for the first 3, 5 years, and then 10 years, whatever that pathway looks for you. And I just want to come on because I suppose not everyone knows I do this work. So in terms of being cancer rehab trained, which is ultimately providing nutritional guidance, physical exercises, and also mindset too, helping with that emotional side that comes up with cancer. Yeah, it's a big scary word. And whilst I've not had cancer myself, I have worked with well over 100 clients. I actually don't know, to be honest with you, well over 100 though, helping them through treatments, post treatments, to basically feel like they've got their body back and get confidence in their body again in terms of what they can do, what feels good for them, and reclaim their self, because it can be that thing that takes over, the procedures take over. Like there's the news, the shock of that, and it's like, right, operations, chemo, radio, finding out what the treatment pathway is, then it's the checkups. And then as you start to carve your life back and get your life back, there might be an annual checkup, depending how regular your checkups are. Some people it's more frequent to begin with. And then your bubble bursts, right? Because you've got used to start to get your life back. And then you've got to go and get this checkup, which is positive because they're still looking after you, but it kind of bursts your bubble in terms of, oh, that thing's back. In terms of, a reminder of it. And then the fear of, oh my God, what if it comes back? What if they tell me the results and it's not good? And just living with that is stressful. It is at times all consuming, and it can kind of put you off in terms of having confidence in your body. So what a lot of work I do is just helping people regain confidence through physical exercise, then through nutrition, and then obviously we weave a bit of mindset in that depending where the person is. I like to say that might be you. So I just wanted to cover off some of the things I do with clients, because I'm hoping that will help some people. Obviously there's so many different cancer charities out there to help and reach out. But I know they're not for everybody. Some people like to kind of be in a group and get group support, whereas other people like to kind of keep to themselves a bit more, go on their own journey and not be constantly reminded of it. So I appreciate for some people that might not even want to watch this because it's like got the cancer word and they've had enough of cancer in their life. I absolutely understand. But I just want to share with how I help clients reclaim their bodies during post treatments, because it may well help you if you're feeling unsure about what to do. There's loads of information out there. Many of it you're like, is it any good? Is it not? You don't know who to trust and what to listen to. So I just want to clarify a few things. So first up is the working to pace. So when you're getting back to movement, it's working to pace. So whether that be walking to begin with, you might not be necessarily active beforehand, or you could have been super active, but either way, it's the same prescription, okay? So it's basically working to pace, not to fatigue. And what I mean by that is because we can be like wanting to get back to normal. We can wake up one day and feel like, oh, I feel better today. I feel like more myself, a bit more human today. And then you start to get a bit excited by that and start doing stuff, household chores, what you want to do, go out for a walk, and then bam, the fatigue hits you. Now I get there's always an underlying fatigue, but you know when it's next level fatigue when you've overdone it. So this is why we say work to pace, not to fatigue. And when it comes to exercise, I'll break that down. We're talking about, like, say, walking. Start off walking short distances and gradually building it up. And then also with exercise at home to build your strength and your muscles, because our muscles are really important for our joints and our ligaments and to support our body in day-to-day activities. So with that, start with like chair exercises, like squats down and up, not using your hands. If that's good for you, if you do need to use your hands, that's okay. That's where we're at now. And there's a number of different exercises you can use with just your chair at home, okay? So you don't need a lot of kit, and you can start with arm exercises overhead, arm circles out to the side, squats sitting down and up, chair kickbacks. There's loads of different moves. If you are struggling for moves, send me a note and I'll send you like a YouTube clip of pre-recorded moves so that you can do at home. So there's a first step, just working to a place that feels like, okay, feels good to move my body and you're not feeling absolutely wiped out afterwards. Because if you're doing some exercise and then you're feeling wiped out the next day, the day afterwards, then we've pushed it a bit too far. And it's not about beating yourself up about that. It's just going, okay, it's a moment in time. It's where I am today. Okay, so you can do at-home exercises, get out for some fresh air, get out for a walk. And then once you progress in your strength, then maybe you can hold a pose for longer, do some more squats, add in weights and progress it. Now I say weights because it is super important to build up to the weight training, because bone strength, as we know, is a big challenge, and you get treatments for bone strengthening. So women are, what's the word, pre-positioned in a way for osteoporosis with bone weakening. So we have our osteoblast and osteoclast. One builds the bone and one takes away the debris, the old bone, if you like. And as we go through perimenopause, menopause, the ability to regenerate the bone is less. And then if you add in your treatments with the cancer treatments, then we know that bone density is something that's tested for. So by doing weight training, obviously start off body weight, because that does help too. But then once you progress to weight training, then that helps encourage your bones to regenerate, strengthening. So it's really important to do that too. But again, with weights, it's all about being in control of the weight and not having it too heavy, not having it too light. And again, guidance on that, listen to your body. So start with the body weight. Obviously, get yourself outside for walking. You've been outside enough. Yeah, you're probably on a bit of cabin fever. So try and get yourself out. Even if you've got a garden, perfect. Just walking around the garden and building up your cardio stamina, because it's not just working the muscles. Your heart is a muscle too, and it's also been through a lot. So it's getting out for walks, building up your cardio fitness, then building up your muscle strength through seated exercises I mentioned, and also then adding in the weights. And like I say, if you need a little free guide on what exercises to do seated wise, then drop me a note. No worries. And then the next thing would be your physio. Well, I say next thing, but to be honest, this is your like number one. So if you've come out of surgery, treatments, for any reason you've got physio to do, physio exercises, look, I know they're boring. I absolutely know they're boring, but they're so crucial to your future movement and mobility that your future self, I promise you, your future self will thank you for doing them. And it's like you don't always know what range of motion you're going to get back. But the thing I always truly believe is if you do the work and it's like, okay, that's as far as we can take it, and the physio signs you off, then at least you've done the work. Whereas if you're struggling to like wash your hair or put your bra on because you don't have the mobility back because you didn't do your physio, then that's a hard reminder to be living with. So please, please, please do your physio. I know it's boring, just get the music on, get it done. Treat it as you would do turning up for any of your treatments. Physio is the same. Look at it as another treatment for your cancer, another treatment that's going to help you progress and be healthier, and get your mobility back. So please, please, please do your physio. Okay, now in terms of nutrition, because there's a lot there around movement, in terms of nutrition, don't overthink it. I know a lot of people get scared and they go like sugar-free, vegan, and you don't need to do that. So yes, cancer is carb hungry, okay? Carbs are converted into sugar, which is also vegetables, okay? So it's vegetables as well as your biscuits, your cakes. Obviously, yes, being obese is a extra risk factor. We know that, but I'd say try not to go hell for leather and cut out all sugar, okay? Instead, what to focus on is whole foods, and that will help you reduce, the snacking of biscuits, crisps, fizzy drinks, my weakness too. So really focus on whole foods. So your proteins, your chicken, your fish, your vegetables, and your fruits, and that will stand you in good stead for a number of reasons. One, because it'll help fuel your body. It'll stop you craving food when you've had your protein load. It helps your body recover and it's full of micronutrients, fiber to get the bowels moving, flush out the system, and of course, hydration. So it really is going back to what are whole foods, nothing funky, no, fad diet things, no, don't have this, don't have that. It's about tuning into the body, what's going to give you energy and what's not. But obviously, if you're allergic to something or you've been advised not to eat a certain food because of the type of cancer you have or because of the risk of mold on the fruit in your treatment, or if you're estrogen fed and they might tell you not to have tofu, then absolutely follow that guidance. But in general, go for whole foods. like this is about your energy and feeling your body and helping it recover and heal. So rather than worrying about the weight right now, which I know is a big factor, and you're like, but Julie, you just said it's also a risk factor. Absolutely. But it will come. In point in time, the weight will come off. Okay, but for right now, it's about getting movement back into your body, which will also help with weight management. Getting from body weight to strength training, which will help with weight management too. And then eating a whole foods is going to fuel you, which is going to stop you craving the snacks, and eating the snacks, which is going to help with weight management too. So you see how it all works together. All right. And in terms of emotional side, I know it's not easy. Just making sure you have somebody to talk to who isn't going to tell you it's going to be okay, you'll be able to do it again, and kind of squash your worries and say, oh, you'll be fine, don't worry about it. Something that you can just talk openly about your fears, your worries. And basically what I do with a lot of my clients is we talk about openly about the fears, the worries, but also come up with a game plan in terms of, right, what do we want to work on for the near future? Because obviously if you've got treatments coming up, you've got appointments, you don't always feel like you can plan for the future, but what are the things we can be doing around that? And that can be things in the home as well as outside to just get you back reclaiming your life. So we talked about reclaiming your body in terms of nutrition and fitness, but also the mindset in terms of reclaiming your life and start to enjoy life and living life again and what that looks like for you. So just make sure you've got that person too. All right, team, that is me. If you're someone who is going for treatment at the moment, or you're maybe beyond treatment, just know that you're doing really well. You've got this. I know I just said don't speak to someone that says that to you, but you are stronger than you think you are, and all those fears you've got are valid. I think it's feeling those fears, letting them come and pass like clouds. Emotions, fears are like clouds. They come and go. And obviously sometimes we get a bit fixated on them, which is fair enough because we've got the evidence as to why, because of what you've been through. But this is about moving forward, and it's about listening to your fears, listening to your emotions, journal them out, get them out, and then going moving on, right? What's the positives? What's the things we're grateful in life? We're still here. We're progressing through the treatment plan. Yeah. So it's that thing about the support you've got around you. So living in a place of gratitude, knowing that you're strong, knowing that you've got this, know that you're capable, and you will get your body back. Okay, team. That's it for this evening. Any questions on that, give me a shout. But yeah, I just felt called to kind of talk about that this evening because not everyone's aware. That's another part of the work I do. I would say it's a pleasure to work with people who are going through treatments and beyond. Absolute pleasure to be part of their journey and help them reclaim their body. And yeah, like I say, many people are now living beyond. We call it living with and beyond, because so many people now will die with cancer, but not from cancer. So they'll be, I know you're like, cheery, Julie, thanks, cheery. But it's true. Many more people are surviving and living longer and die from something else, but it just happens that they have cancer, but they actually die from another ailment. I know, it's life, right? Which is why we reclaim our body, live life, and enjoy it whilst we can. All right, team, take care. Thanks for your time. Appreciate you. Remember how strong